So day one of the strike, the illegal strike by 55,000 members of CUPE. We're here at Queen's Park where thousands of people have gathered in two shifts this Friday over the course of a labor dispute that's been brewing for some time now. They are sending the signal that the government's effort to impose a deal on them is something that they will not stand for. And a lot of those workers today are talking about what their lives are like working in the schools that they've been serving for years.
As like, for example, me, I'm a lunch supervisor. I'm only there for a few hours. And what I'm making is not even enough. And the amount of work there is of taking care of the kids and their behavior, and it's not enough support. For us, like principals and VPs don't help you, don't back you up and support you. You're on your own, where kids are very disrespectful. We get verbal abuse, mentally abuse, and physically abuse.
I'm hearing a lot of parents do support the workers. They do support and they do agree that we need to have an increase to keep up with the inflation. Some of the parents, I mean, it's hard for them, you know, as I say, because they have to find alternative arrangements and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they are with the education workers.
Now, for weeks, the government has said that any walkout, any strike would severely inconvenience parents who have gone through 2 years of disruption with schooling for their children. The government wanted to avoid that, but again, Friday, most school boards have said that they could not open safely without the staff that is now on strike. We spoke to some parents. Some of them showed up at this event to show their support and talked about how this strike is affecting them in a real way.
Sure, some parents, absolutely, they'll be upset about the disruption. But I mean, I think you know, parents are we're aware of what's going on. You know, we've just been through a pandemic, and so like being at home for a week, yes, it's very inconvenient, but we know why it's happening, and we also can see the pressure that the teachers and, you know, not only the teachers, but yes, the caretakers and the special, like the EC workers, like all those people are under and have been under for a long time. And so obviously I don't think any parent is thinking, okay, they should be making a wage that is not livable. I think that's just outrageous. So I think that trumps the inconvenience of having kids home.
Sure that we are treating them, you know, well and paying them well. They're super valuable to the school setting. In addition to, you know, supporting teachers and taking care of the schools, there's so many facets to that. Kids are our foundation, so if we're not making that investment in them, you know, our education system, it's going to crumble, right? We need to make sure that we are building that up and not taking away from it, and giving people a living wage is doing that. So
the Ford government, I don't think it's playing by the rules. I think the use of the notwithstanding clause is a huge overreach. Like when they wrote the Constitution, it wasn't meant to be used for a labor dispute like this. It was meant for a major crisis in government, or major crisis in the country.
Now, the very controversial bill that the government has passed sets out some pretty serious fines for both the union and union members. It also imposes a 4-year contract and says that this strike is illegal. Nevertheless, the unions have said that Monday, like today, like Friday, is going to be a day off school for parents or for students. And of course, parents are going to have to be scrambling to deal with the fallout from having yet another day lost because of this strike. The big question is, how many more days are lost because of this walkout? For the Toronto Sun, I'm Scott Laurie.